Hello, welcome to Mark's Ketovore Recipes. I keep telling myself every Tuesday I want to make a recipe video of recipes that fall into ketovore eating plan. You have to forgive me, it's the very impromptu video that I decided to make. Oh, this might be an interesting video. My mom earlier this year had gotten some chickens. I think it was this year. Pretty sure this year. She decided to get some chickens and have homegrown eggs. So she was nice enough to share some of those eggs with me. I don't believe I've ever had home laid eggs. I'm not sure there's a specific term for yard eggs. That sounds wrong. But I just thought it'd be interesting to record the difference between the eggs and show what it would be like between the home laid eggs and the store bought eggs. But so let's go ahead and get started. All right, as I'm having the bacon and eggs like that in the other video, I went ahead and started frying the bacon before. Hey, this might be an interesting video. So I'm gonna fry up 4 pieces of bacon, and I kind of apologize for the condition of my kitchen. This is a very impromptu video. So these are the eggs I got from Mom. They're all different shapes and sizes. The first thing I can notice that they're all shapes and sizes and colors and stuff, and that store eggs are all more or less the same size, and definitely all the same color. Kind of makes me wonder if they're the store factory producing eggs or just throwing out eggs that aren't the right shape or color. I don't know, maybe are they used in restaurants, or what happens, or do they just do the factory fed chickens just pop out factory style eggs? I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of quality control going on for the eggs that go through the factory farms. And maybe they're used in restaurants or some other process. But it's kind of a shame to think of, well, that's not exactly this size and exactly that shade. So let's go ahead and throw it out of the trash can. But I'm sure that's not what's happening. But that's kind of a thought. But anyway, these are not washed, so in the videos I've seen washing them, you kind of just rinse them off in warm water. A lot of people say don't use soap because the soap goes into the porous shells of the eggs, and you'll be eating soap for breakfast. So let me go ahead and I'll get 2 of the store eggs and 2 of the home eggs and see, and that's gonna be breakfast. Okay. I did. Okay, so I went ahead and washed the homemade eggs. The It's a very pleasant little light creamy brown there. I was just, while I was washing it, I was like, hey, I remember at the store I work at, all the organic eggs all have brown shells. I've read online before that the only difference between brown shells and white shells like the difference between brown people and white people. It's just a higher level of melanin. And just like with brown people and white people, the only difference is the shell. So, not to get too political there, but yeah, the shade of the shell really doesn't matter with the quality. Quality. It's like gonna try to come up with a Martin Luther King joke, but very off the cuff video, so I don't want to mess up any quotes. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna let the bacon cook. Sorry for the quality of my kitchen, and just let that. Okay, looks like the bacon's about done. About done is relative to how much you like the crispiness of your bacon. So I'll just transfer this to a plate. Now to just fry the eggs in the bacon grease. I actually debated when it's more scientific to, because this is kind of for scientific curiosity of testing homemade eggs versus the store-bought eggs. I was kind of curious if it's more scientific to cook them together or apart to see if they're different. The differences, but I think it's more scientific to cook them together so they're in the exact same conditions while they're cooking. So first thing I'm going to do is turn down the heat, because I always forget to do, and then now I'm going to put the eggs. I'm going to have the home eggs on the right, the home eggs on the right, store eggs on the left. So we'll see how they turn out. And I'm going to do that off camera because I still can't break eggs one-handed. Okay. Initial responses, they look more or less the same. This home egg looks, I have a darker yolk. Store-bought eggs have a slightly bigger yolk, but this other home egg looks pretty about on par the sizes. The whites of the home eggs did come out whiter because the whites of the eggs are clear when they come out of the shell, but they turn white when they cook. The white of the store home eggs came out a little quicker, turned white a little quicker. Let me do a splash of pepper. I did think about cooking them just plain without salt and pepper, but can't really compare the taste of them if you don't compare the taste of cooking them normal, I think. Sure. Anyway, I don't know if I said that very well, but yeah, let's let cook up for a minute or two. Now to see if I can flip them without scrambling them. Store egg. Store egg. The store eggs seem to have more whites in them, but they're also bigger than the home eggs. Look about the same on the other side. So I'll let those finish cooking. And there's the finished product. It's fascinating that the store eggs, you don't see the yolk through the white on the cooked eggs, but the home eggs, you can see the yolk. Probably because it has more white in the store eggs. But let me go ahead and do the taste test here and see how they taste comparatively. I thought about doing the splash of hot sauce, but because I always do hot sauce on my eggs or it's salsa, but I'm trying to compare the flavor of the eggs, and I think the hot sauce would cover up the taste of the eggs. So let me go ahead and do the taste test. Taste test, bacon. Not your hair for. Store-bought egg, still a bit runny. Still a little soft on the inside. Not bad. Over medium, I think it's called. And drippy. That's definitely called drippy. Anyway. Tastes normal. Tastes like the eggs I've always had for breakfast. And I decided to have breakfast as soon as I started having breakfast. Let's see. Throw it on the floor. That's good. Yolk is definitely cooked through on the home egg. Okay, so this is not a double-blind test, so I can't really say if it's because of influence of the expectation, but it does have more flavor in the home egg. At least the yolk does. If I can get a hold of the white, come on, I'm chasing that all occasion, and the white has a flavor too. Yeah, so far I can tell that the home egg has a lot more flavor in it. The store egg has flavor. It tastes good, but the home egg has more rich flavor. If that makes sense. I don't have a very good vocabulary, but yeah, something I think I'm gonna appreciate from Mom. I expressed to her that I felt like kind of bad because I was snagging all of her eggs. But what I was doing is the plan is breakfast and eggs for breakfast, and then meat for dinner, and then for lunch I'll have a casserole that I plan on making for these videos if I ever get around to making videos on here. But the recipes I'll make will always have veggie scraps, and she does composting and worms and chickens, and so she's really getting into the homesteading thing. So I think I'll use that to kind of barter some eggs out. Here's my food. Here's my veggie scraps for your compost. I'll take your eggs. So I think that's going to be a good trade there.
But anyway, if I ever get around to making videos every Tuesday, I want to make a recipe video for Mark's Keto Recipes. Like, share, subscribe. Check out blog links and Patreon link in the description below. And have a nice day. And I apologize for this very impromptu video.